Best Irish music on irishradio.org with Jerry Byrne.
Irish Radio, I'm Jerry Byrne. I've been speaking to so many singers, so many entertainers and so many great true stars of music from Ireland and connected with Ireland since the start of all of the COVID and everything else. Now, my next guest is a gentleman whom I spoke to on the programme back in 2020, and it was actually in the midst of the very first lockdown. Now, this particular artist has been around a long time. He's toured all over the world, right across Ireland, England, and numerous other places as well. He's had numerous albums, numerous chart hits, and has played at this stage to many hundreds of thousands of people all over the place. I'm delighted to say that he's still continuing to perform, and he's still continuing to write, and indeed in lockdown actually recorded a brand new album, which was released. Cracking album it is too. I'm delighted to say hello to the one and only Brendan Quinn. Brendan, how are you?
Hey Jerry, I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Not bad at all, Brendan. Listen, you were when I was speaking to you before. It was in the early days of the first lockdown of 2020, and you were doing some shows on Facebook at the time. But you also said you were doing bits and pieces of work. What I didn't realise was that you were actually, writing songs and recording an album.
I was very busy that whole summer. I ended up doing a Facebook live stream every day at 4:00 for 100 days. Every day from 4:00 for 100 days. And I did it.
That is ongoing.
And it's fantastic. And I also recorded a brand new album as well. So I kept myself very busy that whole summer.
Indeed so. And it must have been kind of tricky enough to record the album, because you couldn't really sort of pop into a studio on that, so you had to work around all of that.
Well, no, actually, we were all vaccinated, and we recorded the stuff down in Buddy Robinson's studio in Ramelton, and he's got a very, very big space, so everybody was like the drummer was downstairs, and the mixing desk was upstairs, and I was in a booth in a corner on my own, and somebody else was in a different booth. There was about 5 players involved in the whole thing, but we kept ourselves well separated, Jerry.
Right.
And it was good. Yeah.
That's excellent, because it's amazing how people can work around things when the needs be.
Oh yeah. I mean, and it's always nice to record 4 or 5 people together at the one time, rather than a lot of people do it. One guy would go in and he would do his bit, and then people would go in and sing stuff to it. But it's nice to get 4 or 5 people together, and we would sit around and we'd play the tunes maybe 4 or 5, 6 or 7 times before we'd actually record it. So you can do all that, and you can get a feel of what everybody else is doing. Whereas if you do it the other way, where you're just stacking it up and getting one person to do this, one person to do that, there's a better feel when you're playing together. It's a much better. And that's how we did the album.
Right. The album is called, interestingly enough, Lockdown, and it's got some cracking songs. I mean, they're all sort of original songs that's on the album.
Yeah. Some of them are my own. Some of them are by different people. There's a couple of songs on it there by a great writer called Johnny Broderick. A couple of lovely songs of his. A few of my own songs. I think there's a John Prine song. The last song that John Prine wrote before he passed. COVID took John Prine as well on the 22nd of March 2020. This song called I Remember Everything was the last song that John wrote, and I have it on that album.
Indeed. And a single that was released came out pretty recently as a single is Good Day, or Every Day is a Good Day.
Yeah, I got up one day and opened the blinds, and the sun was shining, and I thought, every day is a good day. So that's where that song came out of.
Indeed.
Just to be happy.
Yeah, it's a sort of a happy song, and a sort of a good, kind of a good attitude and a good approach song, like for the times that are in it. But it's great to see you know that you know the new album out, and it's being received, getting lots of critical acclaim.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm very happy with the response to it, Jerry. To be honest, and yeah, just what do? You just keep on going, man, as best you can. Keep releasing singles. That's the best you can do.
Yeah, a tour with a difference. You're actually coming over to London doing the Irish Centre, Irish Cultural Centre, Hammersmith, and that's on Saturday the 27th. Now, you're with two guys who are members of the famous Altan, Dermot Byrne and Kieran Turish. How did you? It's country meets trad. How come you ended up working with these two guys who are of a very different style of music?
Yeah, it's a funny thing. I have been working with Dermot for a number of years, different bits and pieces, privately and locally here and stuff. And I just love the way he plays. He's just a genius of an accordion player, absolute genius. And then I can't remember how I met Kieran. I think it was some kind of a wee small gig we were doing or something. Yeah, it was a nursing home gig during the pandemic. There was a couple of nursing home shows up near Buncrana, and I was asked to come along and sing a few songs. And it was Kieran Turish that was organising these nursing home shows, to play for the residents. And that's how I met Kieran. And then the three of us began to play together, and we thought of this concept of country meets trad, and that's what we're doing. I mean, I sing country songs, and they back me up with their traditional instruments, and they play some great reels and digs themselves, and some lovely slow pieces, and it kind of works. I think it works really great because it's just a fusion of traditional music and country music, and there's a big like, after all, that American bluegrass music, it came from Ireland originally. Like, the people left Ireland and Scotland to go to the New World, and that's so there's a big, big connection there. So country meets trad. It's a good concept, and something I enjoy doing. As I say, we're looking forward to doing the Cultural Centre, and of course, the night before, we did a great show, special show in St. Joseph's Parish Hall in Luton. That's on the previous night, the 20.
Yes, that's the 26th, the Friday the 26th, and Saturday 27th is the Irish Centre, Irish Cultural Centre in Hammersmith. It certainly sounds an interesting, combination of yourself and Dermot and Kieran, and no doubt it'll be superbly entertaining with the country meeting.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, the fusion of the two music, you have to hear it to understand what's going on,
Indeed, yes, I bet. Well, listen, no doubt it'll be very enjoyable. Brendan, listen, it's been lovely to speak with you. Have a great tour, and enjoy the shows. And listen, hopefully they go down an absolute storm. And listen, keep on doing what you're doing. It's been lovely to speak to you again.
That's great, Jerry. Thank you very much. Looking forward to a gig in Hammersmith and the gig in Luton. Thanks very much, Jerry.